Yikes, I'm late. Let's just say there was an issue that needed to be attended to. And we're not going to say anything more than that. Everything's fine. Oh. All right, let's do this show. In 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Today is Wednesday, November 27th, 2019. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Went with the French press again. A little bit of ground chaga in there. I had tacos last night. I had like 5 tacos. And when I make tacos, they're loaded. I like tacos. Tacos are probably the best thing that requires the least effort. Like, you just have the ingredients and you just put them in. And that's why I like having a bunch of vegetables and chopped up and cheese shredded, because it works with eggs for breakfast, works with a salad for lunch. It's tacos, it's pizza toppings, it's nacho toppings, it's a different kind of salad, maybe. It's sandwich. Works for everything. So that's Jeremy's helpful tip. Chop up a bunch of vegetables. I don't know why I'm looking at the questions already. So what was yesterday? Yesterday was a challenging day. We talked about that yesterday morning. So I'm not going to revisit it, but feeling a lot better today. Got some work done, and had a great interview. Oh, that interview that I mentioned happened, and it was wonderful. It was a wonderful interview. And really looking forward to everyone hearing this one, because I think you're really going to enjoy it. Not only was the guest phenomenal, but we clicked, and I think I was really on my game as an interviewer. So that was nice. And I think the result was pretty awesome. So you'll hear it maybe about a month. And we'll go from there. Yeah. If you're not someone that checks out martial arts radio, you should. You know, it's the heart of what we do content-wise. What's going on today? Today I make live the Christmas collection at whistlekick.com. That'll happen this morning. Pretty much right after the show. No, it'll happen this morning though. Got, let's see, what's in there? 1, 2, 3. There's 3 or 4 brand new items that are going live today. I am most proud of the ugly Christmas sweatshirt. I think you'll enjoy it. That'll be up there. There's a new version of the Super Kick graphic. A couple other things. So, yeah. What else? What's going on today? Work and meetings. Got a couple phone calls. I'll find out if I'm supposed to bring anything to Thanksgiving tomorrow. I don't even know what time we're doing Thanksgiving tomorrow. Mom tells us stuff last minute. That's okay. I have the whole day carved out. Thank you, Stacy. Stacy says, woohoo, congrats on the Christmas collection and new items. Yeah. And it is my hope that for next year, we will have more new, better items that are coming. I'm serious about bringing in some help on the designs. because I think I've taken it as far as I could. Yeah. What else? What else can I say? Talk about? I don't think there's anything much to say. Went to the gym yesterday. Had a good workout. Yeah. Let's get to these questions. If you want to ask a question, drop it below. I'll answer it tomorrow. All right, boom. Today, Wednesday, November 27th, 2019, is World Martial Arts Day and Bruce Lee's birthday. Have you read Bruce Lee, A Life by Matthew Polly? No. Mr. Polly was on Martial Arts Radio, and I had a great time talking with him. I rarely read biographies. I like learning about people. And I think I've got a pretty good idea of who Bruce Lee was. I guess in a way you could say is. However, you know, I know there's a lot of stuff in that book that I don't know. I know that there's a lot of stuff in there that Mr. Polly, I don't want to say uncovered, but just kind of made sure it was known. I don't feel the need to get to know Bruce Lee at that level. To me, Bruce Lee's value is more important as this sort of vague archetype, this hero to the martial arts. And I'm not saying people shouldn't get to know him. I'm not saying people shouldn't read the book. They absolutely should, if they want to. And maybe I'm just kind of doing a sour grapes sort of thing here, because I'm not going to spend the time reading the book. I think I even have a copy in there. I think Matt or the publisher sent me a copy. I look that way because my bookshelf is in there. Yeah, I almost don't want to get to know Bruce Lee, because I want him to remain the hero, the infallible. In the same way that there are a number of television shows from my childhood that I loved, that I refuse to watch again. The A-Team, Airwolf, as probably the two biggest ones. I don't want to watch them as an adult. I'm afraid that they won't hold up. I'm afraid that these memories I have of loving these shows and how powerful they were for me will diminish. There's a saying, you should never meet your heroes. And that's kind of what all that is for me. So, hope that makes sense. What is Bruce Lee's legacy for the martial arts? Well, here we are. When did he pass? 72? Here we are coming up on 50 years since he's been gone. And he's still the most recognizable martial arts figure. He is more recognizable than Chuck Norris, than Bill Wallace, than Joe Louis, than Michael Jai White, even than Donnie Yen. And that's mind-blowing, because he was so young when he passed, and he had done some wonderful things. But we tend to romanticize people who pass too soon. And that's what happened with Bruce Lee. And as awful as that is for his family and his friends, as horrible as that was for him, it may have been a good thing for the martial arts. We're left with only movies that were ahead of their time, with choreography that launched careers, with iconic scenes and iconic movies, even mannerisms. We didn't get to see Bruce Lee today, or even 20 years ago, embattled in some conspiracy, some scandal. And I think that there's a purity to the way we look at him because of that. And I think that's pretty amazing. I hesitate to draw this analogy, but I'm going to do it, and I hope people see what I mean. No, we'll say this in a different way. Bruce Lee was an unintentional, well, I'm assuming unintentional martyr for the martial arts. He is our figurehead, our beacon. If there was a Mount Rushmore of martial arts, he's probably the only figure that wouldn't get debated. And I think that that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's quite the legacy. I can't think of another person in another arena whose legacy, outside of religious figures, is that powerful. I mean, you look at other actors, sort of from that era or before. They don't receive the same attention now. You look at musicians that pass too soon from that era. They don't receive the same attention. I'm going to guess that Bruce Lee's popularity has only risen and only continued to risen because of the absence of someone to step in to take that figurehead role. Maybe it'll happen someday, but I don't know if I want it to. Because when someone's gone, they get sort of deified. People treat Bruce Lee like he was infallible. And, certainly he wasn't. But again, we don't have the modern news cycle trying to find dirt on Bruce Lee. And I'm okay with that. How has Bruce Lee inspired you? I remember one of my favorite t-shirts as a teenager was brown. And on the back was a drawing of Bruce Lee, in that fighting position, right? That here, right? Hands up, fingers, doing this thing. You can almost hear him going, "Wata!" as he's there. And I haven't had that shirt for 25 years, maybe closer to 30. But I still remember that shirt because that shirt was what I wore to tell the world that I was a martial artist. But here's the thing, Anybody can wear a Bruce Lee shirt. Because there are lots of reasons you might wear a Bruce Lee shirt. And it was that shirt and that feeling and the realization that that was as close as I got to embracing the pursuit that I was most passionate about, martial arts. And it became the inspiration for whistlekick. I wanted to build a brand that represented traditional martial artists. Something that if you were walking around and you saw someone wearing a whistlekick shirt, you would go up to them and say, hey, what style do you train? Or where do you train? Or something similar. You would assume that they did martial arts because of that shirt. And I'd like to say I've done that. And whistlekick continues to grow. And people all over the world are wearing these shirts and these hats and these hoodies. And yeah, it's 99% in the United States just because of just where we are and that's what's happening now. But I see orders go out internationally. We can do this, and we will do this. And so my hope is not to supplant Bruce Lee, not to remove him from his standing, but to extend the awareness, the reach that he has, and in doing so, grow the martial arts. To produce content not only for martial artists, but ultimately for non-martial artists who might become martial artists. I won't say that without Bruce Lee, I wouldn't have started martial arts. I don't think he had a strong impact on my path. But I know for plenty of others, he would not have. I think it's fair to say that there would be far fewer people training today without him. And that's something that we all should recognize and celebrate. So as you go through your day today, I want you to remember Bruce Lee. I want you to honor him in some way, whether that's, here in America, we have Thanksgiving tomorrow, so a lot of us won't have classes this evening. But maybe you can train a little bit on your own and remember him. Or maybe you can watch one of his movies tonight with family. Maybe share Enter the Dragon with people who haven't seen it. It's a classic. And remember, my theory, if you don't listen to Martial Arts Radio, my theory is that the first Bruce Lee movie you watch remains your favorite. So consider that. Or maybe you find another way to honor Bruce Lee, but that's your homework, is to celebrate World Martial Arts Day by honoring our greatest ambassador despite his absence. Good stuff. Thanks, Frank. This went well. Don't forget, we do this show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, here on YouTube. Catch it later in audio form in any podcast app or at firstcoupletjeremy.com. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because we do a lot more than this show. Martial Arts Radio and Who'd Win and occasionally some other stuff. If you want to check out everything we do, go to whistlekick.com and make sure you're on the newsletter list because we've got a bunch of discounts and promotions coming through the holiday season. If you want to ask a question, drop it below, or if you're listening in audio, email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. Yes, even on Thanksgiving, there will be a show. Take care. Peace.